everybody. Welcome back to NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons, where on this episode, we will decide who belongs on our Mount Rushmore of centers from the decade of the 1990s. With me today are Ben and Maurice. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's
I'm
up,
excited
man?
about this one.
If you look at our catalog of episodes, some of the highest rated or downloaded episodes are of centers. Like, I think fans are interested in the centers, especially old school nostalgic. No Lucas today. He is not feeling well, but we will be moving on with this episode. Before we jump into action, please follow our show on Apple and Spotify or anywhere else that you listen to podcasts. If you are a loyal follower, you can listen to our Mount Rushmore episodes and Legends of the Game episodes for free up to 1 week after it's been released. After that, listeners can access these episodes through a monthly or a yearly subscription on Patreon or Apple Podcasts. Please visit NBANowandThen.com for more information on how to become a member of our Hoops community and get exclusive access to our bonus content. Here we go, guys. The top centers of the 1990s. I'm going to give 20 through 11, and then we'll comment on the centers. Some of them, surprisingly, are like combo center / forward, so you guys will know who those guys. They'll stand out pretty quickly. And then we'll go 10 through 1. All right, here we go. So here's the list. Number 20 through 11, we're going to start with Kevin Duckworth,
Okay.
Manute Bol,
Mm.
Eldon Campbell,
I like this game.
Sam Perkins.
Long arm.
Sam Perkins would play really well in today's league.
Absolutely.
He would.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have Cliff Robinson, Kevin Willis,
Mhm.
Ben Wallace. Yes, Ben Wallace is on this list.
Okay. Not his prime years, but okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Robert Parrish,
Chief.
Moses Malone, and Rick Smits. What do you think, guys? Number 20 through 11.
I think Smits, given like when we do the decades, it's like when they were drafted. So they kind of
Mhm.
had to like peak most of that decade. So I get why Rick is number 11 because he just was like most of the 90s on the Pacers teams. They were solid. They made the NBA Finals. He was an all-star. So him at 11 solid. And then all the other guys are interesting because a lot of them were like better in the 80s of the guys you mentioned.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. Like most of them.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Willis was good, all-star. So I actually like the list. I think it's fair. Maybe Eldon Campbell a little higher. That'd be my one
Yeah, I was
note.
about to say.
Yeah.
I actually like Eldon Campbell. Now, he was kind of like that tweener, power forward center. And then when Shaq came, he was a power forward. 12, you had Moses Malone. You did a whole episode
Yeah.
on Moses.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't his prime years. He was at the end. He was at the tail end of his career
Yeah.
in the 90s with the Bullets and the Hawks and all of them. Evan Willis was kind of like, if you want to compare him to like an Al Horford of today,
Mhm.
Okay.
it's shout out Manute Bol.
Manute.
Manute Bol was a shot blocker. He could shoot threes. He was useful.
I love watching Manute Bol play. He was fun to watch for
Yeah.
a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the top 10 list. And we're going to start with Brad Daugherty,
Okay.
Vlade Divac, Arvydas Sabonis, Tim Duncan,
Okay,
Alonzo
yeah.
Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Shaq, and Hakeem. I mean, it's pretty obvious who the top three are. So what do you guys think
Yeah.
about that part of the list?
Pretty much all of them are Hall of Famers. Man, out of all those guys, and the top three is undeniable. But boy, I wish we would have got a younger Arvydas Sabonis in the NBA. I think he would have been in discussion for the top four in Mount Rushmore.
I think Divac should be a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he should. I think he might be better than Sabonis in the 90s. I would have to say. I think Sabonis it was a better player in his prime, but I think Vlade Divac is better than Sabonis in the 90s.
Yeah, better career, NBA career. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, even defensively, I would see Divac. Remember, we did an episode of him. Didn't he get like 12 blocks in a game or something?
Yeah. No slouch on defensive end.
No slouch. All right. There's some players who were nowhere near slouch status, and that would be Hakeem, Shaq, and David Robinson. We can all agree those are like locks for the Mount Rushmore, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. what we're going to do is get you guys to offer who you think should be the fourth player in our Mount Rushmore of 1990 centers. I'm going to go with Ben first. Who rounds it out for you?
This is sort of what I was saying with peak. This guy probably gets it just because of like his 10-year window was the 90s. Alonzo Mourning. Ewing was basically like 85 to like 97, 96.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Patrick Ewing. My first actual NBA game I went to, my family would go to New York during Christmas. My first basketball game was not a Sixers game, live guys. Even though I watched the Sixers with my dad,
Yeah.
it was with the Patrick Ewing Knicks in the mid-90s. So shout out that random fact. But around 97, he did sort of hit the wall. And he was not himself. And so I'm going to have to go with Alonzo just because the span of the 90s, the multiple defensive player of the years, he was on two teams. He affected winning. I don't think it was his fault, but he was on a lot of like number 1, number 2 seed teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think his game would be really good in any era. I think he's fourth for me in the 90s.
Okay. Yeah, and he would not shy away from a perimeter shot. I mean, he didn't have the prettiest jump shot compared to Ewing.
And he was so athletic. He was 6'10", he felt undersized, but he never did because he was so athletic and just a good shot blocker, a good rebounder. I just think it would make your team so much better with his defensive versatility.
Yeah.
So I think of the guys on the list, his ability to guard 1 through 5, he's significantly better than anyone else. And I think that's more valuable than, maybe Ewing giving you like 28.
I'm going to go with Dikembe Mutombo.
All right.
I've been kind of touched on it. I think at least for the 90s, because we're talking 90s Mount Rushmore, I think Mutombo impacted winning just as much as Alonzo Mourning or Patrick Ewing. Every team he went to, they won because he added so much defensively to that team. From the Nuggets shocking the Seattle Supersonics, beating the 1 seed in the playoffs.
That was
them
nuts.
holding the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
To the Atlanta Hawks in the late 90s. For the entire decade, defensively, just as much as Alonzo, I think defensively Mutombo was better. And he had a prolonged career. Much longer career than Ewing, much longer career than Alonzo. When Patrick Ewing was coming towards the tail end of his prime, like 96, with the knee injuries, and Alonzo was going from Charlotte to Miami, Dikembe was still putting up great defensive numbers. All of them are Hall of Famers. So
shout out Georgetown too. All the players.
Yeah.
And Mutombo and Mourning were college teammates. Shout out that. That's wild that all 3 guys went to Georgetown.
Yeah. So remember, guys, we are a comparison podcast. And what I have before me are the stats of the top 3 players that made our list. And we're just going to go through those real quick, do a little trivia between Ben and Maurice. So you guys ready for this, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. So between Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, and David Robinson, who do you think averaged more points per game in the decade of the 90s? Well, we'll go Maurice first for this round. Every category.
Actually, I'm gonna go David Robinson.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. It's Shaq. Because Shaq came into the league right away, averaging like 28, 29. So it's gotta be Shaq.
All right. Well, Ben, your logic makes all the sense in the world. You are correct. So Shaq averaged 27.5 points per game, while Hakeem averaged 23 points per game, and David Robinson 23.6. Not too far behind.
Yeah.
How about this one? How about rebounds? This is a good category between these 3.
I think we did this. I'm going to go David Robinson first. I think we did this.
I'm going to go Hakeem.
All right. You both are wrong.
Oh, wow.
It was Shaq.
Yep. For the decade, Shaq had 12.4 boards. David Robinson, 11.2.
I keep thinking about the 90s.
Bro, Shaq, people sleep on how dominant he was. We obviously, again, we're 6. His dominance, I've never seen a player as dominant as Shaq. I'm going to say. Yeah, period.
Physically.
Yeah, no.
Physically. Now,
physically.
if we grew up in the Chamberlain era, we might have to change
Different facts.
our mind.
Yeah.
All right. Both guys not known for their passing, but I'll put it out there. Who averaged more assists? I will say there was a tie with their averages in the 90s. So what do you guys think?
I'm going to go Hakeem.
Hakeem?
I'm going to go
All right.
Hakeem tied with Shaq.
All right. The leader in assists was tied Hakeem and David Robinson, 2.9, and Shaq was 2.7. All right. Field goal percentage, we know it's Shaq all day. 3-point percentage, I'll just give it to you. David Robinson shot 25% from three, Hakeem 24, and Shaq 0.59%.
Wow.
Listen, Shaq didn't need to shoot threes.
I think he made like what, 2 in his whole career?
I think one. I think he just only made one.
And you guys remember he shot it like one-handed. I think he banked it in. I think I remember the game. Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's get to the last category, at least for stats. Who averaged more blocks per game? This is a good category for these guys. There's a tie, by the way. There's two players that tie. Yeah.
It's got to be the two better defenders, right? It's got to be Dave Robinson, Hakeem.
Okay, that's your answer?
I'm gonna go Hakeem and Shaq.
Okay.
Ben, you're correct.
Yeah. Just because we've analyzed both players individually with comparisons, and I remember they had insane numbers, like almost 4 a game or something.
Yeah.
This is the thing, though. We did a episode on all 3 of these guys.
It's true.
Yeah, so all of them had credible numbers.
And then for like when people like to compare 90s players, like, oh, they're not as good. There is one thing though. The reason why players don't get as many blocks, and that's why it's so impressive what Wemby does, is because the game is played more on the perimeter right now, and so there's just less opportunity for people to block shots in the paint. And so the blocking numbers were insane in the 90s because people weren't shooting that many threes.
All right. So let's get to awards and honors. They're all in the Hall of Fame. You guys know that. Hakeem had 2 championships in that decade, while Shaq and David Robinson were able to get 1. Who had more all first team NBAs?
Talking just 90s.
Just 90s. I'll give you the number. One player had 4, another player had 3, and another player had 2.
It's got to be the dude who played the whole decade. And David Robinson was... Yeah, it's got to be Hakeem, just because he played the whole decade.
But I think David Robinson played 91.
Yeah,
that was his first year. Hakeem obviously came in 84. But Hakeem
wasn't good after 90.
Off.
Yeah, that's a good point. So did David Robinson, though, because that's how they got Duncan, because he was hurt for the whole year. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Shaq. My bad. It's definitely Shaq, yeah. No, it's damn it. It's
not Shaq.
It's Hakeem.
Ben had it. No, it was David Robinson.
Oh,
David Robinson had 4 first team All NBAs. Yes. Remember, he was getting quadruple doubles, and I mean, he was good even before Tim Duncan got there. So he was first team All NBA.
He scored 70 points in a game.
Yep.
No, he got a quadruple double. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Hakeem had one too, but his was in the 80s.
So how much Shaq and Hakeem had?
Shaq had 3.
Shaq had one too, right? No, he didn't.
No, Shaq had 2 first team NBAs, and Hakeem had 3. Remember, this is just the 90s. Just the 90s. Yep. How about Defensive Player of the Year in the 90s?
Now remember that one. It's David Robinson.
Okay.
David Robinson.
Okay. It was Hakeem Olajuwon, yeah.
Wait a minute, David Robinson didn't have a Defensive Player of the Year?
He had 2. David Robinson had 1.
Hakeem I thought you were just asking who did have it. Oh, okay. Oh.
No, who had more? Who had
more?
Did Shaq get any? You guys know?
No, he never got one.
No.
He was a help defender. Shaq was a help defender.
Yeah. Okay. Hakeem Olajuwon, 2-time Finals MVP. Shaq got 1 with the Lakers at the end of the 90s, and David Robinson had 8 All-Star appearances, Shaq had 7, and Hakeem had 6. Okay, so now we're coming down to the exercise where we're trying to figure out who's going to fit into that 4th spot of the 1990s Mount Rushmore for NBA Now and Then. Now, Lucas is not here, but what I'm going to do is put his candidate in first, and then obviously Maurice and Ben. So we have Patrick Ewing's numbers and accolades, Alonzo Mourning, and Dikembe Mutombo. Who's going to make the 4th spot? So let's go with trivia. They all played a similar amount of games. All right. So Mutombo played 685 games, Ewing 682, and Mourning 534 in the 90s. And clearly Mutombo was not a scorer, so we'll just leave him out of this. So who averaged more points in the 90s? Was it Ewing or Mourning?
But definitely, actually no, because Ewing really fizzled off. I'm going to go Mourning. I think it's close, but I'm going to say Alonzo.
Okay, so you're saying his average tailed off.
For flat, think about he was in Seattle.
Well, no, Seattle was 2000.
No, but where did he go? Oh, no.
Because 99, he
Orlando.
was the Knicks.
Orlando.
It was Orlando.
Was it? Orlando, that was it.
Yeah, but 99, he was the Knicks, so yeah, but he wasn't the same Patrick Ewing. I'm going to go Alonzo Mourning.
All right, guys, the answer was Patrick Ewing.
Wow, this is not my episode.
Yeah.
I think I've been wrong on everything.
Well, it was close. Ewing averaged 22.7 in the 90s and Mourning 21.1. Mutombo was only 12.7. All right. Rebounds. Who do you think averaged more rebounds in the 90s?
Alonzo, because I think he had it was Alonzo.
Wait, are we putting Mutombo in this?
Yeah.
Well, it's Mutombo then.
Oh, Mutombo.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, Mutombo for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
12.3, where Ewing had 10.9 and Mourning 10.1.
Okay.
I had to clarify. Sorry, Ben, I was not trying to trick you on that. Blocks. I mean, we all know Dikembe is insane. So who averaged the second most amount of blocks between Ewing and Mourning?
Mourning.
You guys are, again, 2 in a row. They're heating up.
They're trying.
They're heating up.
90s was a long time ago, guys. Come on.
Yeah. It was. All right. Let's go ahead and skip down to awards and honors. All right. So they both are in the Hall of Fame. We've established that. None of them won a championship, unfortunately. Who's the only player in the 90s to get first team All-NBA? You do know this.
Yeah, we know that.
You've said it a few times in a couple episodes.
Yeah. It's definitely Alonzo.
No, Alonzo Mourning.
They're on fire. I wish I had this soundbite.
Because he was runner-up for MVP one year. I think that's what the year that the Heat were the 1 seed. The Allen Houston shot.
That was 99.
Ewing. Yeah, that was the 90s. They were 61. They were a 1 seed, but there was the year before the Jordan team. I think they were the 1 seed in one of the Jordan years, right?
Was Tim Hardaway was on that team, right?
Yeah.
98, right?
Probably 98 or
98, I think they were the 1 seed, yeah. Well, they were the 1 seed twice. They were actually the 1 seed. The Knicks were the 8th seed. That was the whole thing. So they were the 1 seed a number of times, the Heat.
So let's see. Patrick Ewing had 4 All-NBA teams that he made. Mourning made 2 and Dikembe made 1. Who had the most all-defensive teams between those 3?
I'm going to say Mutombo.
I'm going to say Mutombo as well. He played an extra year.
All right, good job, guys. Defensive Player of the Year, Mutombo had 3. Mourning had 2. Ewing did not have any. Last trivia category, All-Star Game appearances in the 90s. Who had the most out of those 3?
Ewing, I'm going to say. I think he cleaned up in the early 90s, yeah.
Okay. All right, You guys are correct. So 7 All-Star appearances for Patrick Ewing, which is pretty darn good considering he was injured toward the end.
You know what's a bummer about Ewing's injuries? I think in today's league, he would have been able to have better recovery, better surgery. His injuries, I think he would have had a better, longer career in today's league. It's kind of a bummer.
Okay. One of my favorite things to do with you guys is to share their head-to-head matchups in their numbers. So I'm going to start with Patrick Ewing versus Alonzo Mourning. It's so crazy that all three of these guys went to Georgetown. The number of games that they played over their career, this is not just 90s anymore, guys. This is their entire career. So they played 45 times against each other, Ewing versus Mourning, 22 in the regular season, 23 in the playoffs. Who do you think won more games total between Ewing and Mourning?
Ooh, because if we just count the Heat, that was a really good rivalry, Dick's Heat.
Mm-hmm.
But you also
He
got to count
probably-
the Hornets.
Yeah, he probably got him a lot in those Hornets squad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ewing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Ewing as well.
You are correct. Patrick Ewing won 25 times versus Alonzo Mourning 20 times.
So close.
So, yeah, points-wise is very close. Out of those 45 games they played, they both averaged 21 points against each other. They both averaged 10 rebounds against each other. They both had about 1 assist per game. The clear distinction was Mourning had more blocks. He averaged 3 blocks against Ewing, where Ewing only got 2. Let's go to game highs. Head to head, who do you think had the high of game points, Ewing or Mourning?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ewing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ewing too.
All right. You're correct. Ewing put up 43 on Mourning. I don't know what game that was, but I'm sure that was a battle. Alonzo's high against Ewing was 35 points. They tied with rebounds. They both got a high of 18 rebounds against each other. And who had the most blocks between these two? Who had more blocks head to head in a game? Mourning or Ewing?
Mourning. Gotta be Alonzo. He led the league in blocks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Alonzo Mourning.
Okay. Correct. Alonzo had 7 blocks in a matchup against Ewing. Ewing, his high against Alonzo was 6 blocks. Okay. All right. You guys want to hear the first game they ever played against each other?
Okay.
So December 10th, 1992. The Hornets won in overtime, 110-103. Patrick Ewing had 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Alonzo, who I guess he was a rookie, right, in 92?
Yeah, he was a rookie.
Yep.
22 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 blocks.
Ooh, that's a stat line.
That's insane as a rookie. Let's skip down toward the end. The last time these two faced off against each other was April 12th, 2002. Very modest numbers, guys. Alonzo Mourning had 13 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 4 blocks. While Ewing, who was playing for the Magic at the time, he put up 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So not too shabby. All right, let's go ahead and move on. All right, let's do Alonzo Mourning versus Dikembe Mutombo. Who, you guys remember we did that episode and we compared them, and Alonzo Mourning would basically bully Mutombo and when they were at Georgetown because they played together. Remember, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, Alonzo got more minutes than Mutombo.
Yeah.
Well,
it's interesting. Yeah, Mutombo was draft. I mean, he was much older, but he was in the draft prior.
Yeah.
He was in the 91 draft.
Yep. All right. So Alonzo versus Dikembe Mutombo in the NBA for their entire career. They played a total of 34 games against each other. Who do you think won more games head to head, Mourning or Mutombo?
It's gotta be Alonzo just because he was on better teams. Because even that Charlotte team was a playoff team. It's gotta be Alonzo.
You're correct. So in the regular season, they never faced each other in the playoffs, guys. I did not know that.
Well, that's surprising because of Atlanta. That's actually that's surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, that showed. Well, the early part of his career, he was with Denver. Yeah.
He was in Atlanta for a minute, though.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. All right. Obviously, Mourning averaged more points head to head against Dikembe. Who do you think averaged more rebounds head to head, Mourning or Mutombo?
Oh, this is tougher, but I'm still going to go Dikembe.
Dikembe. Yeah.
All right, you guys. See, you started off slow. Now you just can't stop winning. Like, I'm tired of hitting the correct answer button.
I just unlocked like my middle school viewing of NBA games. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I unlocked that part of my brain just now.
I heard that.
I think one other thing to consider, Alonzo Mourning shared rebounds a lot with PJ Brown. PJ Brown was a rebound
good point.
machine, so I think that took away.
That's a good point.
At first, I'm like, why are his numbers so low? And I remember when you would watch Heat games, you would be like, who's this dude? And PJ Brown was getting a lot of rebounds.
PJ Brown, Mr. I'll pick up Charlie Ward and throw him out of bounds.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
remember that game?
I remember Uriah.
Yeah.
Every team needs a PJ Brown. I would kill to have a PJ Brown on my team.
You can't beat 90s NBA fights.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
can't. Well, be careful because the 70s and the 80s
Actually,
were really rough.
Brother, some of these fights have been pretty intense lately. So the Pistons
That
been a little
Detroit one.
scrappy. Yeah.
They getting
A
their
lot
name
scrappy.
back.
Yeah.
Bad boys.
All right, game highs and blocks. Mutombo had 9, Mourning had 7. So it seems that when it came to scoring, I mean, they stuck to their brand. Mourning is known for scoring and in blocks, where Dikembe was more rebounds and blocks. All right, let's go to the first time they played. 1992, December 12th. Hornets played the Nuggets. Hornets won 109-100. Alonzo, did he have more points than Dikembe? Yes or no?
The way you're asking this question, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
All right, Maurice, this is for you. I got you.
You got me.
I got you. You bit on my little tease there.
I took the bait.
In their first game against each other, I guess Dikembe was a rookie. So had 20 points. Dikembe had 13. And Dikembe had 16 boards against Alonzo, which is nuts.
That's even more impressive because if you can get boards on a guy who gets a lot of boards, that means you're boxing out, you're being physical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So the last time these players played was, oh my goodness, November 23rd, 2007. What team was Dikembe playing for in 2007? You guys know?
Ooh, let's think. I'm going to say Brooklyn.
It had to be, no, it was Houston.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, it was Houston.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dikembe is with Houston. It's weird. The box score has a bunch of 1s and 5s. So Alonzo had 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, 5 personal fouls. Mutombo had 1 point, 5 rebounds, 1 personal foul. It's weird. But
What team was Alonzo on?
He was on the Heat.
He was on the Heat.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he won a chip with them. Him and Gary Payton.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot that. Okay. All right. Our final head-to-head matchup before we decide who makes the 4th spot on our Mount Rushmore. We're going Patrick Ewing versus Dikembe Mutombo. They played each other 29 times, 25 times in the regular season, 4 games they went head-to-head in the playoffs. My question to you is, obviously Ewing won more games, but actually, no, I'm just going to give you that. So Ewing won 21 games, Mutombo won 8. And in the playoffs, it looks like Ewing swept Mutombo,
Wow.
I think. Yeah. All right, stats between these two. Just Mutombo clearly was not a scorer, so I'll go to blocks. Who averaged more blocks during their career against each other? Was it Mutombo or Ewing?
Mutombo.
Okay, that was easy. Yep. 2.2 blocks versus 1.7 for Ewing. Let's go to game highs. Patrick Ewing's game high against Mutombo. Let's do over-under. Did Ewing score over 40 points against Dikembe? Over under 40.
Over.
I'm going to say under.
All right, Ben, you haven't had one of these in a while. Ewing put up 35 on Mutombo. Still pretty good.
Yeah.
Still pretty good. Let's go over under rebounds. Mutombo, did he put up over 22 rebounds against Ewing? Over under 22?
Yes. Over.
Yes.
All right, you guys are on the same page. He had 24 rebounds against Ewing.
Did it say when?
No,
Atlanta probably.
It's got to be like late 90s.
Yeah.
So the first time they ever squared off against each other was February 22nd, 1992. Knicks won 98-87 against the Nuggets. Ewing had a monster game, 26, 13, and blocks, 2 blocks. Mutombo held his own as a rookie, 17 points, 14 boards. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Yeah. And the last game these two played, look at this matchup. The Magic versus the Sixers in 2002.
Mhm.
Patrick Ewing had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and let's see, 2 blocks, while Mutombo had 14 points, 8 rebounds, and also 2 blocks. Okay, we're now at the moment of decision. Are we staying with our original pick, or are you switching who you think should make the Mount Rushmore? What do you guys think?
I'm staying with Alonzo Mourning. I think he's in the span of the 90s, his team success, his eliteness from like 92 to 99.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier, this is tough. We're nitpicking. These is all Hall of Famers. In the capsule, you would just say Alonzo. You wouldn't even say Alonzo Mourning. You would say Patrick Ewing.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about a dream team. One of the best centers of that era. But when you put it in a shell of just 90s, where Patrick kind of tailed off and Alonzo and Dikembe were just as good. Now, for me, I picked Dikembe because defensively he was just so much better than the other two. Like, we didn't even put him in the scoring categories, the scoring conversations, because defensively he was just all world. His accolades defensively, it's in a world of his own. But, I mean, it's tough because if you just think about it, you got to go Patrick Ewing. So I'm going to bow out of this one. I'm going to switch up.
Okay.
I'm going to say Patrick Ewing.
Okay. All right. So we don't have a consensus here. So maybe people online can help settle the debate. So we have David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon. And for Ben, in the 4th spot, we have Alonzo Mourning. And Maurice is switching over to Lucas's pick, which is Patrick Ewing. I'll probably go with
late 80s.
Don't let Lucas hear this.
I think like late 80s, early 90s Ewing, I think is better. I do think there's like a 6-year window where Patrick Ewing is better than Alonzo Mourning, but like in the 90s and late 90s Mourning was really elite. So I just think that's sort of what gives me the edge. But yeah, I mean, the 90s was so big. Like, I hate to be controversial, but after Shaq's eliteness, there was a gap in like bigs until we got to Jokic and Embiid.
Right.
And Patrick Ewing and Alonzo Mourning would have been the best center in the league in that era. I think peak Patrick Ewing is better than Dwight Howard. I think no shade to Dwight Howard, but I just think that's how weak the center position was, or how elite this era was. That we're having to like nitpick
so many
these guys at like 5 and 6 that would be the best in other decades. So
it's hard to pick. So we're going to move on and we're going to say farewell now. Please make sure that you follow our show and leave a comment. Let us know what you think of our show, our comparisons. We really would appreciate it. And next week, next time you hear from us, we will be having a classic comparison of 2 amazing point guards from different eras. We are comparing Darius Garland to Kevin Johnson. On behalf of Ben and Maurice and Lucas, who couldn't be with us, it's all good. We appreciate you guys listening. We'll catch you next time. Take care.
Peace.